why she's here too, which you'll find out momentarily. But again, check out the screen and understand the significance of our final speaker.
Supporters, it really sounds like we're playing this game in the United States. The spinning is repeated.
Great save! Magnificent stop from Solo! Here's Sega! Oh, it's off the wall! Megan Klingenberg, absolutely vital touch. One nation, one team. I know we're gonna win. Team USA.
You think people would rather watch someone talk about hacks than watch some badass and take down Colombia?
And the USA can celebrate to place in the quarterfinals. USA through to the last eight. They beat Colombia.
Johnston drives it forward towards Carly Lloyd, who gets ahead to it and puts the United States in front.
American pride on full display. The women of Team USA, the underdogs, taking on Germany in the semifinals.
Sausage looks composed. Oh, but it's in the end. Drives it wide and stays at 0-0. Carly Lloyd for the United States against England. Shoots. Lift off for the USA in Montreal. Looks close. Shot
The U.S. women's soccer team is going to the World Cup final.
These women have been my inspiration since I was little.
You're going to stand tall. No doubt in my mind, Sunday night, it will be all USA.
Go out there, do what you do, kick some ass tonight, and leave you guys on. Let's go USA.
Not only have you inspired me, but you guys have inspired an entire country.
We believe, baby!
Good luck to the U.S. women's national team in the World Cup finals.
You guys are rock stars, you guys are warriors. At the end of the day, you are 23 of the biggest badasses walking God's green earth.
Easy Gracie. Fans from the USA have poured over in their thousands to support their team. The Filipinos driven ball there towards the line. What a start for the United States! It's Carly Lloyd again. Lauren Holiday makes it 3-0. Here they come again. The long-range effort from Lloyd. Oh my goodness! It's a hat-trick. And one of the most incredible goals you're ever likely to see. And this absolutely madcap World Cup final has seen 7 goals. The United States of America are the 2015 World Cup winners.
Last night's game was the most watched soccer event in the U.S. ever, men or women. Millions and millions of tweets about the game from celebs to President Obama. Take a look at that map right there. It shows all the action on Twitter during the game.
You guys did an excellent job. You always do us so very well.
So I turn on the game and you guys gotta take the suspense out of it. You know, 10 minutes and that's all she wrote.
Here's your 2015 World Cup champions.
Isn't it supposed to be a cup? It's the World Cup. Aren't you supposed to get a cup?
And here they are, your World Cup champs, led by the team captain, Christy Rampone.
And the ESPY goes to U.S. women's soccer.
You give so many young ladies such hope.
This is something that the players came up with to help empower women and young girls to follow their dreams.
tremendous accomplishment by the United States women's soccer team winning the World Cup. And with that, a special announcement to be made here today, and then a few words from our guest of honor. It's my pleasure to introduce from SMG now to tell you all about our speaker and about what's to come in December in New Orleans, in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. From SMG, here's Sabrina Trahan. Sabrina?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to announce to you that the U.S. Women's National World Cup champions will take on China at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on December 16th. This will be the final game of the team's victory tour. We sincerely appreciate the cooperation from the New Orleans Saints in helping us secure this exciting event. We have a special guest here today at the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Quarterback Club. She's a former UCLA All-American and U.S. Women's National Team midfielder. She's also a New Orleans resident, and I think everyone in this room knows her husband Drew and the star that he's been for our New Orleans Pelicans. She was a key player in the 2015 U.S. Women's World Cup championship team, scoring what turned out to be the game winner in a 5-2 win over Japan in the final. It was the most watched soccer game in U.S. history, with more than 25 million viewers. She's a two-time Olympic gold medalist, 2008 in Beijing and 2012 in London. She announced her retirement from club and country after the Women's World Cup, but recently led FC Kansas City to the National Women's Soccer League title in her last professional club match. She will play her last game for the U.S. team on October 25th in Orlando against Brazil, but she will be with the team at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for the December 16th match against China. One of the greatest women's soccer players in United States history, please give a warm Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Quarterback Club welcome to Lauren Holiday. And Lauren will be available to ask, for you guys to ask questions. I'm going to kick things off with the first one, Lauren. So you and your husband, Drew, are residents of the New Orleans community. Would you tell us a little bit about how you enjoy the New Orleans community and being a part of what we have here?
When Drew got traded to New Orleans, we were a little bit shocked. It was a week before we were getting married, so we didn't know quite what to expect. We currently live in Metairie. We found a house, we bought a house here, and immediately we felt at home. So I think that New Orleans has done, just the people here are incredible. They've done an incredible job of making this feel like home for us, and this is what we would call home.
Talk about the experience of winning the World Cup.
You know, it's so hard to put into words, fulfilling a dream or being able to say that you're a World Cup champion. I wish that I could describe it to you. I wish I could tell you exactly what it feels like. But it's a whole lot of emotions all at once. When that final whistle blew and we knew that we were champions, it's just an overwhelming amount of joy and just pride in your teammates. It takes such a journey, and everyone up here, coaching staff and players, anyone who's played the game, you know like how much you put into it. And it's not just like that year. It's when you were 5 years old, it's when you missed prom to go to Brazil instead, and it's when you've never been to a high school dance, when you took off every quarter, the last quarter of college every year to train extra for the national team. It's all of those things, you feel them at once, and so it's such an indescribable feeling, but it's probably one of the best feelings in the world.
What about scoring a goal in the championship?
You know, I think that all I can say about that is God is so good. I think that giving me that last little bout to score in my final, World Cup game was just incredible.
Questions, raise your hand. Microphone over here.
Hi, I'm a soccer mom, and my daughter plays on Louisiana Fire. She's been playing since she was 3, and she's going to be 11 tomorrow. Are you going to be involved anyway in local soccer? Are you going to be doing any clinics or camps? Are you really going to be here, and are you really retiring completely from soccer?
I am really retiring completely from soccer, so I will be here, and that's partially why I want to be present. We travel so much. I've never really been in this community. I come in and I feel like, oh, I need to decorate my house, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I don't really feel like I've placed roots here yet. But I will be here, and I do plan to get involved in some way, and I actually have talked to Louisiana Fire before, so I would love to be involved in some way, and I still have such a passion for the game that I'm not quite ready to, give all of that up.
We went and saw you in Birmingham, and I wish I would have known you were coming here because we drove all the way to Birmingham.
Well, thank you for coming to Birmingham. It's a good game.
Right over here.
Lauren, the first few games of the Victory Tour have gotten huge response so far. Would you tell us, what can we expect from this China game, and can you tell us, why you think the fans have reacted so strongly and so positively after the World Cup win?
I truly think the World Cup was a defining moment in women's sports, and I think that we captured a nation, and afterwards going on press tours and going to the parades, seeing every person, every walk of life, boy, girl, little, young, old, doesn't matter, they were all behind us, and I think that's just caught fire and it's kept on, and people want to see us play and they want to see us live, and I think that us playing in these Victory Tour games, it's so much fun for us, and there's so much passion. The World Cup was so intense and so, must win, that these games are fun, and I think that that's what you should expect from a USA-China game. Is China's a good side, and I know that everyone will go out there to play and have fun, and we want to win, and that's what you'll get.
When you were little, were you a multi-sport athlete?
I was. When I was growing up, I played basketball and soccer all the way through high school. I also ran track. I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't sport specialize at a very young age. You should play and enjoy as many sports as you can.
Hey, Lauren. Hey, Lauren. I'm glad y'all are going to be a part of this New Orleans community. So could you tell us the background of how you and Drew met? And is he 100% healthy and going to make it through the whole year?
I can't tell you the background of how Drew and I met. I don't know if I can answer the other one. Drew and I met at UCLA, actually at a basketball game, a girls' basketball game. He was sitting in front of me. I am older than him, so he was the new freshman basketball class, and they were sitting in front of me, and this guy came up to him, and they're like, "Darren Collison, oh my gosh, can you please sign this shirt for my son?" And I was like, oh, this poor guy, he's gonna get that a lot. And after the guy left, I told him, I was like, don't worry, you're way cuter than Darren. And we kind of just had a friendship after that. I played basketball, intramurals, and we would play together, but it wasn't until we both left, really, UCLA, that we started dating. Yeah.
Speaking of Drew, it was awesome to see how he supported you in the World Cup. He was tweeting and Instagramming and just seemed like your biggest fan. Was that a boost for you and the team?
Yeah, absolutely. Drew's incredible. He is so supportive, and it's special. He's been able to come to the Olympics, the World Cup. He's come to every main event, every big event that I've ever been a part of, and he wholeheartedly, when I told him I was going to retire, he's like, "Are you sure?" Oh my gosh, actually I've been home for 2 days, and he's asked me if I'm bored 3 times. But just he's so passionate, for me, and he wants me to do well. So for me personally, him being there and that support is huge, and that's a huge reason, I'm ready to retire, and I'm ready to be present in his life and present in all of my family's life. We don't get to see them very often, and I'm excited for that.
Anyone else? Raise your hand. Over here.
Lauren, why don't you tell us what's next for you now that you're retired?
Other than vacation, no. I just believe that I have fulfilled all my dreams in soccer, and I know that God has called me to do so much more. So I'm so excited to serve the community that I live in any way that I can partner or be a part of serving others. I will explore that this next year and really find out where God needs me and wants me the most.
Anyone else?
Thank you so much for having me.